on this matter of the fight against illegal irresponsible mining. Do you think the government is doing well thus far?
Yeah, thank you for giving me the opportunity to contribute to that very important topic. And at least I'm speaking on behalf of the United Cadres Front. We have issued a press statement, and what we are saying is that we support the government fully because the president receives security briefings and he knows the extent to which we must tackle the Galamsey issue. And when people are talking about issuing a directive as regards state of emergency, what our question is, state of emergency, yes, but what next? The question what next is very, very, very important because you must put structures and systems on the ground in order to realize what the state of emergency should mean. So we have the opinion that yes, an 8-year-long deep-seated destruction of our forests, our rivers, our soils, and even going beyond pollution to poisoning, you need to be very, very, very careful in tackling the problem. So the government, through the ministry and allied agencies, are doing their best to gradually restore our forests and our rivers to the point that when there are certain elements in society who are recalcitrant, then of course, you couldn't add that one to our release, but we said that the shoot to kill phenomenon of no wise could now be applied.
Nana, go ahead again. Are you supporting the shoot to kill?
That is what I'm saying, that presumably that will be the ultimate. Because those in the forest on the rivers are armed. There are incidents where if you roll back, General or Major Mahama was killed by mob action. Now, those who were in the forest are also attacking security people who go there to stop them. They are the recalcitrant. So I will support any action beyond the measures that the president and the minister are doing to the point of dealing with those who are recalcitrant. And the shoot to kill is the ultimate. That's why we cannot hide away from it. If you get an armed robber and the armed robber invades your house, what do you do if you have a gun?
I see. So, okay. So at what point do you think the government should deploy the shoot to kill? When they engage, you also fire. At what point do you think this becomes necessary?
The point is what we have put down for the government to consider. The stakeholder engagement to find the way that the government is doing, what is doing right, what is doing wrong, and what are the other proposals for all of us to have a consensus as a nation. People are just talking without the latest statistics. There could be the saboteurs of whatever the government is doing. People are talking with statistics to support what the government is doing. People are giving instructions and whatever you have. What you are saying is that all the stakeholders, let us have a 2-day, a 3-day convert, like we did for the educational sector and the economic sector, so that we all own the fight against Galamsey. So if you open up, let's say, a stakeholders conference, GPRC is there, CSO are there, chiefs are there, every sector of the country are there. Bring your proposals. Let us look at them. We set a secretariat, and then we set up a committee of implementation led by the minister and all those. I think if at the end and we all come to a consensus and bring a roadmap, then it belongs to all of us as a country. Then at the end of it all, if you are unable to stop, then the emergency will come in with a shoot to kill phenomenon.
What is this intended to solve? Because already the government says it is fighting the menace and insists that it is doing it the right way. What do you think this stakeholder forum would essentially deal with?
It will deal with all the nuances of those who are for the government, those who are against the government, so that at the end of discussions, with all those who are involved, chiefs especially, CSOs, individual associations against Galamsey, against the environment, when all of us come together, then at the end of it all, we are all saying that let us do this. It will solve the nuances, the nuances. That's the key point. So if you are against the government and you participate in the overall and all that, you are saying that this is the roadmap, you are part of it. And therefore, we have no room and a way to also talk about it. Because you were part of the problem, you are now part of the solution, as the Lawrence said. But if you are part of the problem, you are part of the solution. And even if you are not part of the problem, now that you have become a national canker, then you must be part of the solution. And for me, this is the ultimate to stop the noises of those who think it is they alone who should be listened to, or whether they are doing mischief or no mischief. Let us organize that forum for everybody to participate and come to a consensus paper that will guide all of us a way out, so that we can now put surveillance on the roadmap, whether it is on course or not on course.
Would that group include the people who just left power, the New Patriotic Party?
Sure. You invite them. If they come, fair enough. If they don't come, then they must keep quiet forever.
And you're also suggesting that whatever is agreed at that forum will be the roadmap to fighting illegal, irresponsible mining that will be used by the government.
That is the point. What we are saying, that the government has the paper as a guide, because he has the responsibility to provide a working document. Now, other CFOs for environment, for rivers, for forests also provide. And then chiefs will also provide disassemblies. So the government paper will become the working document to see whether if the government is on track and where it falls short of the full complement of what we are all expecting. Then, of course, we are moving, because everything borders on the government. So the government policy of no declaration of a state of emergency will be consummated by the roadmap that the government has put in place, led by the Minister for Environment and Minerals and all that. So now that people are talking every day, then what is the government doing which is wrong? What is the government not doing which should be right? So at a consensus meeting, then we all come to a conclusion and a consensus that this is the way forward. And it's the government who is going to implement it, and we all become partakers in the surveillance of the roadmap. It will help the government silence all the nuances. That is what I'm saying, and that is very, very important.
What do you think? Okay, so first let me ask whether you think, because there are 8 months or 9 months in office now, is it the best time to do this?
People are even saying that wherever, I don't know, wherever or whenever they said that Mahama promised stopping Galamsey in 4 months. Now, let me tell you, Kufuor, when you came to power and all the noises you were making, he came that, hey, I didn't know that was the extent of damage. Presumably, if for 8 months the president has not been able to fulfill that well enough, but do you stop? Do you stop chasing them? Do you stop trying to make the waters drinkable as before? No. So instead of people talking, that is what he said, that is what he said, that is what they said, it is neither here nor there. Because as they themselves say, it could be political talk. Let us assume that. Then what is the reality? The reality is that you must take charge of our forests. You must take charge of our rivers and our soils. And by consensus, If the way we are all talking every day, that we come to a compromise, that this is the way forward and the government must go ahead with that, that's the best. And as I'm saying, the very good thing about this proposal of a national dialogue is silencing those who want to use the situation as a mischief platform. And it's very, very important. We need peace to develop this country.
How soon do you expect government to do something like this? Organize the forum?
As soon as possible. This cannot take even beyond the end of this month. It's a matter of inviting two representatives. They have got their papers already. Those who talk on radio and whatnot. If they don't have their papers, then I'm sorry, because they will just be talking. Now, if you don't even in your own right, like protection, protectors of rivers and forests, whatever, and you are just talking, then you are just talking. But if you ask them to bring a paper for discussion, definitely they have got the paper just there. I know the Ghanaian can produce the paper in less than 1 day. So we put it forward to discuss. How do we go for it? How do we do our forest recovery faster than we are doing? How do we recover our waters faster than we are doing? How do you expunge the mercury, the lead, whatever? If you put it down, the waters are becoming clear. Say, no, even the waters that you can't drink because it is full of lead, it is full of mercury. Those are the things that I want us, or we want us to take note and silence the nuances. That's very important. So if you can't bring any paper for discussion, then keep quiet. Whoever brings the paper and we go for a national consensus, then the roadmap will be now designed for the government to use.
Interesting idea. But let me conclude by asking you, what's your own assessment of the situation? The United Cadres Front.
The situation is getting better and better and better. And within the resource base of the economy, if you look at it, there are some people want to go on strike for 12 months non-payment of railway workers and all that. And look at the time. What is today's date? And they say 30th of this, 5 days. Ultimatum to government to cough money. And that is coming from the TUC, who said that they were going to help the government in a consensus manner to discuss certain issues. When leadership changed, they are now using ultimatums with sour language. Sour language. I must repeat that. As if we are in the TUC of the 50s and 60s. And these are the problems. So, within a matter of time, just by the first week of October, we must be able to hold that 2-day, 3-day national conference for people to bring in their papers and deal with the issue to fasten it. And in terms of, let's say, how do you remove the lead? We have those scientists who know how to remove lead. Let them bring their proposals. Those who want how to use the excavators, let them bring their proposals. Some funds, whether to bend them or not, let them bring their proposal so that we come to a national consensus. And that's the most important thing that we are trying to project. The government is doing its best, definitely. And I saw a barometer analysis where they were talking about the Mahama moving from 70-something to 60. It's all about Galamsey. Remove Galamsey, you'll still be moving around 70 to 80. So it is a very, very important thing, because even no matter how good you are doing, the mischief is there. How can Miracle Tabachi go and stand by a river and talk? Is he not a human being? Does he have conscience? See, so these are the things. So if Miracle Tabachi is invited and he will come, he becomes a societal renegade, anti-society. And we will deal with him according to those things. Because you have the democratic right to talk, yes, but you have to talk building the nation rather than destroying the nation. And these are the very, very things we want to talk. Let everybody come. MPP, CPP, whoever political party, Butterfly, CSO, chief, assemblies, any other person individually who, like Solomon of USA, if you have a paper, bring it and then let it stand to come to a national consensus. And then we move forward.
Great. Nana, thank you.
Thank you too for giving me the chance. Have a good day.
You too, Nana. Piesie Osei Anto is leading member of United Cadres Front, joining us on the line, explaining why they are of the opinion that this is the best time to hold a national dialogue or a forum where we all agree on a roadmap. So at least the government will give the people who have been, everybody who has been talking and criticizing the government will have the opportunity of telling them, okay, this is what we saw when we came. This is what we've been doing. This is what we have achieved. Then looking at what the results and the situation has inherited, they will all agree. Everybody who has been talking, everybody will sit around the table. There will be an agreement as to the roadmap. How do we want you to approach it? After looking at the results you're talking about and the efforts you're putting and your strategy, do we still think that a state of emergency is necessary? What is the best way forward? They agree on a roadmap. Government will be bound by that roadmap. Will follow that roadmap in tackling the Galamsey issue. There's someone who said